bastardized Sex in the City. And they got what was coming for them with this show, really. They just announced recently that the sequel spinoff that has been around for a few years now, and Just Like That, will be canceled after 3 short seasons. They made it woke to the point where all of our favorite characters, the iconic quad, Carrie, Samantha, Miranda, and Charlotte, went off the rails in various ways. They lost the plot. So they made Miranda, who's the lawyer female boss babe in the show. She's just as iconic as the rest of them, but I wouldn't say she's particularly feminine. They made her lesbian, though, for no reason. And they made us believe that she never loved Steve, who is her original love interest from the first iteration of Sex in the City. And honestly, it was kind of a disappointment to see her go down that path when she had a very committed relationship to Steve. It was very random. Then they made Charlotte's daughter trans, aside from the fact that there's no such thing as a trans child, and we shouldn't be affirming this false ideology in entertainment because it's a dangerous rabbit hole that we're going down as a society. This is also the biggest contradiction ever to what Charlotte actually was in the original show. In the original show, she was traditional. She was preppy. She was like a country club chic kind of girl, and she really wanted to find her husband, get married, have children, have happily ever after. So for Charlotte, who, at least from my vantage point, was always the more like restrained, traditional character in the cast, to have a child who the show writers made trans was a very jarring contrast that didn't seem to jive with like Charlotte's philosophy on life. I don't know why they had to do this to Charlotte. And again, it's problematic to be pushing gender ideology, especially in the context of kids. It's legitimizing and normalizing a very toxic idea, a false idea, that a child has enough cognitive development to know whether they were really meant to be the opposite sex. That's problematic. And the fact that it got canned is another example of go woke, go broke. And maybe you think that's a cliche, but in 2024, the electorate was pretty loud and clear. They are rebuking wokeness, DEI, gender ideology in companies, in hiring and firing, in cultural programming. We just don't want it anymore. I'm not saying we're reverting back to some virtuous conservative utopian ideal. I'm saying we're reverting back to normalcy.